AI in finance is loud right now. New products launch weekly, promising real-time forecasts, anomaly detection, and automatic insights that will supposedly change decision-making forever. The demos look flawless, the dashboards are cinematic. And then those tools hit real companies with messy data, shifting markets, and humans under pressure. That's when you discover if the promise holds up or collapses. The collapse is predictable. Most products hide their assumptions. They forecast churn as if pricing never changed. They project collections as if customer behavior were a constant. They show curves that look precise, while ignoring the context that actually drives cash. Leaders don't need prettier charts. They need faster clarity, fewer blind spots, and a way to challenge the machine when it sounds confident and wrong. Here's a story that shows what survival looks like. A mid-market CFO implemented a new forecasting stack after a price increase. The standard model baked last year's churn into its assumptions and happily projected a smooth runway. In reality, the price change jolted retention. CashSignal flagged the mismatch. Churn behavior had shifted, cash timing was now risky, and the plan needed to change. Leadership cut discretionary spend early, tightened collections, and avoided a liquidity squeeze 2 months out. The win wasn't about a magical prediction. It was about making assumptions visible so a human could make a better call. That's the pattern across the tools that keep showing up in real case discussions. They don't replace judgment. They amplify it. They surface the parts of the model that matter, highlight where the data is fragile, and document who changed what and why. The goal isn't to automate the CFO, it's to reduce time to insight and increase the quality of decisions. A second story comes from a founder who was certain their procurement controls were working. Traditional anomaly tools had flagged the usual noise: duplicate invoices, occasional policy violations, but nothing seemed material. LedgerLens took a different approach. It looked for patterns that implied intent. It surfaced a run of split invoices that consistently landed just under approval thresholds, spread across quarters and vendors. The key wasn't only the detection, it was the explanation. The platform showed how the amounts clustered, who approved them, and how timing aligned with budget pressure. Because the finding was explainable, finance didn't dismiss it as another false positive. They fixed the loophole, recaptured spend, and tightened controls without paralyzing the team. Explainability is the quiet superpower in finance. AI. Black box systems that bark anomaly without reasons get ignored. Tools that attach drivers, price, mix, volume, unit cost, headcount, policy threshold, turn alerts into action. If an alert can't be defended in an audit or a board meeting, it isn't helpful. The survivors understand that leaders need narratives they can stand behind, not just scores and sparklines. A third example is about forecasting that invites decisions instead of arguments. ForecastForge built its reputation on scenario planning tied to explicit business levers. Instead of handing you a mystical headline number, it asks what happens if price changes 3%, if mix shifts to lower margin SKUs, if unit cost creeps up with a supplier change, or if headcount grows slower than planned. A founder described how nudging unit cost by pennies revealed an impending margin squeeze that their old dashboard buried. Because the forecast was traceable to levers the team actually controls, the discussion moved from, is the model right, to which lever are we going to pull this week? If you step back, these three tools share design choices that map to what finance actually needs. First, assumptions are explicit. If churn, collections, or pricing elasticity is implied, the platform brings it to the surface. Second, humans stay in the loop. You can override, annotate, and own the decision. Third, governance is built in. Versioning, access controls, and override logs create a trail you can defend to auditors, lenders, and investors. That governance piece matters more than most product demos admit. Regulators are paying attention to model risk management, and investors have a long memory for trust breaches. Lose credibility once, and your cost of capital rises for years. Finance A. I isn't just about speed, it's about credibility. A faster wrong answer is still wrong and often more expensive. So how do you evaluate any finance AI before you commit? Use a 4-question stress test that fits on a single page. 1. Are assumptions visible? If you can't see churn, collections behavior, or elasticity, you're flying blind. 2. Are predictions traceable to levers? Price, volume, mix, unit cost, headcount. If the tool can't connect outcomes to these, leaders can't act. 3. How does it handle bad or missing data? Reality is messy. The tool should degrade gracefully and tell you what it doesn't know. 4. Is human judgment captured? If overrides, comments, and final calls aren't logged, you'll lose the narrative when it matters most. This test sounds simple, but it filters out a surprising amount of vendor noise. Many products are old math with a fresh coat of branding. Some are excellent technically but ignore explainability and governance. A small set commits to clarity from the start. That's why they endure in real-world discussions, while dozens of revolutionary dashboards vanish after the trial. For finance leaders, the role is evolving from model builder to editor-in-chief. You don't need to code every forecast. You do need to choose which scenarios matter, challenge the assumptions that look too smooth, and translate complex outputs into one clear sentence the business can act on this week. The best tools respect that shift. They compress time to insight, expose the tension in the data, and then get out of the way so humans can decide. Looking forward, the winners in Finance A, I won't be the flashiest interfaces. They'll be the ones that balance automation with accountability, speed with explainability, and intelligence with governance. Numbers will keep getting faster. Judgment will keep getting rarer. The edge belongs to the leaders who build systems that protect both. If you're evaluating tools right now, ask vendors to show you a real case with messy data, broken assumptions, and a tough decision on the line. If the platform can explain itself under those conditions, and you can defend that explanation in front of your board, that's a sign you found something that won't collapse when the demo ends. If this helped, subscribe for data-driven breakdowns every week. And tell me which finance AI actually worked for you. I want to test it next.